This third video, creating your artist statement for your current body of work, is going to be a body of work statement that is different than your body of work statement or your artist statement for your overarching, say, website or you as an artist. You're going to have many artist statements depending on the purpose that you are creating the artist statement for. Now, the video one was the 6 creative ideas, and of course there's many more, of creating a body of work. Just random 6 ideas. I chose the first one about something that I'm passionate about. The second video was all about the title and doing research. And as I was doing the research and creating my title, as I mentioned in the video, I did change my title because the title actually that I initially picked, Peace Underneath, was the exact opposite from what I wanted to portray. I wanted a more passionate, evoking, emotional feeling, and that's why I changed the title to Torn. One thing to remember during this process as you're creating your artist statement for a body of work, it is evolving. It's actually taken me a month, and I am creating this body of work as I'm creating these videos, so it can be very on point and at the moment of what I'm going through as an artist. I struggled because I did want a deadline of getting this video out to you, but I struggled because my artist statement wasn't coming to the point where it was complete yet. And I was somewhat frustrated because I felt pressure in getting the statement completed. Don't do that. Let it evolve. If you go too far ahead of yourself, and in my opinion only as an artist that has created statements of work and bodies of work, the painting of your artwork, before you have an idea of what your overarching passionate reason why you're creating this and what you want your audience to feel or see when they look at it, you're going to find that you might get off topic. Your creations won't be exactly what it is that you want to portray. And then if you try to write your artist statement for this particular body of work afterwards, you may find a little more difficult of a task. And this is just my opinion as an artist that is going through this. Other artists may give you totally different advice if it's more comfortable following a different set of standards or rules or best practices, as they say out there. That's perfectly fine. But creating my statement as to why I'm even wanting to paint this body of paintings, to me, was critical in how I wanted to have the audience look at it. And it wasn't until actually this morning when I was listening to a song about aging that everything came together. I had several paragraphs written, and something was missing to tie it all together. And by having my draft with me when I go to the doctors, when I'm driving to do errands in the car, beside my bed when I'm watching a movie, listening to music with a glass of wine, having it there with me, then all of a sudden you're going to be inspired by something, or you're going to hear something that just triggers you into, that's it. That's what I want to portray. That's what's tying it all together. And that's what happened to me. And I want to read to you my draft so far, so you have an idea of what I mean when I say that the final thought of what you want to portray, you have to know what it is that you want as an artist and what it is that your body of work is about. Then you have to know what it is, how you want to portray that to those that are going to be looking at it. It's twofold. So let me read this to you. And it's draft, but it's coming together for me so that I'm going to be able to create my paintings with a better understanding of how I want to create them. So Torn is the title of my series. Torn portrays the words, I am torn between three, one who was, one who should be, and then there is me. My life has always been full of big ideas and goals. I did not look at life with any bars of restraint. I just went forward and did. One day those big ideas were replaced with fear. At first they were small, then slowly they became noticeable. And then there were days I awoke with this fear. How did I get here? Aging gracefully takes courage. I am who I am in all my years. These fears are coming with aging. In my current stage of life, aging is an emotional transition, sometimes filled with uncertainty and even fear of the unknown. I'm creating a series of artwork where my art and my current mindset intersect. Each piece in this body of work seeks to explore my current emotional energy through an artistic expression that is edgy at times and unconventional. Each piece of work is highly expressive and personal, with a focus on texture and layering to create depth and complexity in each piece. With influences from my transition in my lifestyle and the way I currently view my world, my work allows the opportunity for audience to feel some depth of passion I feel. I paint each piece with their own personal verse of poetry. In this body of work, I've decided to evoke the feeling, do it afraid. My paintings are bold, aggressive, and at times outside of the boundaries. Threaded throughout this body of work are bold strokes, torn canvases, layered textures, all to evoke the raw emotions back from the onlooker. Some piece might be considered as breaking the rules, but so is aging, determinants of health. With this changing approach to life, I am sharing my emotions within my art in hopes that you might feel my current situation with me. I search for who I am today. Thoughts matter, no matter how irrational. They still need to be understood. Very deeper scars that are healed but not resolved. The stillness is loud. The uncertainty is real. In the end, my faith heals. The overarching body of work is all about your artwork. It's really not about you as the artist. It's about your artwork. Your bio that you have is more about you. But when you're talking about your body of work for a series, there is room to include about your thoughts as to why you're creating the body of work. So you will have a section about you. Now, I have read to you my body of work statement, artist statement. It's long at this point. So I need to take the next steps to decide what I need to do to tailor it down for what purpose. There are tools out there, and I've mentioned before quillbot.com and how incredible that tool is. I still find that tool an incredible tool for taking my words, and I can take sections of what I just read to you, put them in this application, and then I can have it rephrased and shortened down and tailored to the purpose of what I want. Is this going to a gallery? Do they have a cap of 100 words? Whatever it is, the reason for the amount of words your artist statement is going to be for is how you're going to tailor it. So I would suggest to have an entire folder somewhere on your computer of your artist statements, and then to specify what they're for, because you're going to have many. As you grow as an artist, your art will evolve and your artist statement will change. Go ahead and keep some of your old ones, but keep track in a place of that you can get to of your different artist statements. Now, I have looked at other AI applications out there. Chat GPT, I think it's called. I even went on Canva. Funny story. I typed in some of my thoughts on the Canva, and it's like magic text, or it's a new upgraded application addition to Canva, and I typed in some of my words, and instead of rephrasing my words to give me an idea of maybe a different way to write, because sometimes I write with my sentence structures backwards than what most sentence structures are. If you do that, you know what I mean. And what Canva did was it psychoanalyzed me, and because I was talking about aging and sadness and fear, which is all a part of this particular series and how I feel and why I'm even creating this body of work, and with the title Torn, it psychoanalyzed me and told me I might need to go get help, psychological help somewhere, and go talk to someone. Well, that's not rephrasing my words into something inspirational to help me write my artist statement. So I'm not using Canva right now. I'm sure there's a reason why it was developed, but in my opinion, my first attempt at using Canva, it wasn't for me. So still, quillbot.com is what I use to rephrase, and I use the free version. There's a fluent and there's a standard. I think that's what they're called. There's 2 tabs, and that's all I need. If you use another tool, great. You can even share that with other artists. It'd be great for other artists to know what you use if you care to share. But that's what I use, and it's a tool that works for me, and it inspires me. Another thing to do is to send your statement out to some other people that know you, mean a lot to you, or even a mentor or other people that you have in your life, and let them read the statement. Have it far enough along so they don't have to feel like they have to write your statement for you because they see, they're confused. Have it far enough along, but when you get to a point where it's pretty well in the end of the draft, send it to other people and let them read it. Get their feedback. They may see something in it, or add something to it, or give you words of inspiration that will be beneficial to you. But this is just an idea of this next step. I do have a process that I have in my PayHip. PayHip is a place where I keep documents. There are some free documents in there. It's artist tools. And there are some that have a nominal cost to it because I have put a lot of time and effort and research into creating these. But I do have a template for creating a body of work in there. If you need a template. But the what you're listening to right now is the creating your artist statement for your body of work, and it is not easy. Creating a body of work, going through the steps, all the steps, the title, the research, the statement for your body of work, the steps that come before creating the artwork. It's work. It's not something that can be rushed. It's not something that you can just sit down. Maybe you can in a sitting or an hour and write it down. If you want to be passionate about it, it's going to take you time to write all the things down in your thoughts and research and let things meld in your mind and in your heart, and listen to music, have a glass of wine, talk to other people. I pray, I meditate, I take walks. There's different things that you can do to help add inspiration. Inspiration will come, it will happen, but this is not an easy process. It's not easy work. I have a couple other artists going through this at the same time, and they're finding out it's not easy. And they're finding out if you do it in the wrong order, if you start jumping in creating your work, which is perfectly okay. I've done that. But if you truly want the body of work to be a cohesive story or cohesive, each piece is like a verse in a poem, as I said in one of my last videos, then you're going to want to go through the process of having an artist statement that embodies what it is that you are creating. So I hope this has helped you. And please share what other ideas you might have, or if you've experienced this. I know other artists would be very grateful to hear other people's stories and how they have gone through this process.